Good day, puppy lovers. I have Blue with me. Today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks, and I'm also going to change his ear style. We're going to go from this long ear to a puppy ear. So stick around, sit back, relax, and enjoy these tips. Okay, so little one here just had a bath. I'm going to show you one of my tips here on cleaning, keeping the ears nice and clean from hairs here. There are different ways you can clean out the ear. Of course, you probably know there is different, you can either pluck. I'm going to show you plucking. Plucking is with a powder. Usually I'll do plucking only if the ear is completely filled with a whole bunch of short hairs and it's just, or just a big clump of hair in there, and I'll do some plucking. And when I pluck, I always take only a little bit of hair at a time. I don't grab the whole thing and yank it out. That is too difficult for the dog, and it can cause bleeding, infection, and other problems. So that's why I prefer just doing a little at a time. But there are different ways also to get rid of hair in the ears, and I'm going to show you the plucking first. Where is my... Okay, so let's do some plucking. I just want to be sure that the ear is nice and dry here, so I just cleaned out his ears, but I want to be sure it's nice and dry, so I'm wiping it. So the first thing that I do is, first thing that I don't do is I don't put the bottle directly in the ear and then squeeze and shake all that powder out into the ear. Sometimes if the whole ear is filled with hair and then you're just kind of powdering on top, that's one thing. But never stick the spout inside of the ear and then just squeeze and get that powder down deep in there, because what can happen then is the powder will get stuck in there and it'll cause all kinds of problems there, and it can cause ear infections and whatnot. So what I prefer to do is, what this powder is, it's actually for grip. That's all it is. So I like to put a little bit on the table instead. So I'll put a little on the table and then I'll dab my finger and thumb in it to give myself some grip, because that's all that this powder is for. It's not for cleaning, it's not for whatnot, So I just come in and just pinch my fingers like this, pinch, and just go from the sides and go slowly and pull. If you like, sometimes I'll use my nail and I'll just lightly pluck a little at a time. I don't like to grab all of the hair, because there's tools, hemostats that you can use. See, look at all the hair there that you can use, and the hemostats you just pinch and then turn and pull. I don't prefer that method. I wouldn't like anyone to yank. That's like yanking your ponytail out, right? So if you're just pulling a few hairs at a time, you are not causing any damage to the follicle, you're not causing any bleeding, and you're not causing any distress to the dog. Some dogs will be nervous about this. They won't like it. He's being very patient right now. Maybe he won't be for the other ear. Sometimes they'll be patient in the beginning and then they'll stop being patient after a while. But yeah. So that's all that needs to get done. You want to be sure you're just getting the hair that is inside the ear canal, inside the ear. And apparently, I don't know, I've heard that, let me know if you have heard the opposite, but I've heard that the root is not as deep. The follicle is not as deep. So it's easier to pull out. See, there's a lot there. So this is everything that I took out. There might be a little more here. Let's just see, hang on. Because what happens if all of this gets plugged in his ear, stays there, it causes humidity, and the humidity will cause bacteria growth, and then that's when you can start having problems with the ears. So I'm just going to leave a little here to show you another way that I clean out the ears. Is I use these nose shavers. This is just something that I started using. I have never seen any other groomer use this, but this is just something that I started using, because there are certain dogs that just don't like the plucking, and If it's just long strands of hair coming out, I don't find that it's necessarily obligated to actually pluck and pull all of the hair out of the ear canal. If it's just like a few long strands of hair, if you can see in the hole there that there's in the canal, there's airflow there. But if it's clogged up and blocked up, I do prefer to pluck. But if there's just long scraggly hairs, maybe you'll just want to take it out for it to look better, and so that also, because you don't want the long hair to eventually roll up and end up in the ear canal, because that happens also. So we're going to look at his ear here, and I'm just going to show you what I usually do with this. I'll just use this, because see, this is a shaver. It's plastic, and the blade is on the inside of each tooth. So what I like to do is I just come in and just shave like this to shorten. And some dogs, see, and some dogs will prefer that to the plucking. So if plucking is not working, then maybe you can try this. But seriously, if the ear canal has got a huge plug in there, that needs to come out definitely, because some dogs have denser, more hair than other dogs. So I'm going to switch to a new one, a clean one. Not that it got too dirty. And I'm going to show you guys once again, and I'm going to do a little more plucking. But we're going to start with this. Just do a little bit. So I'll start by going in and looking for that hair and kind of wiggling it out, because sometimes they can get hairs caught like deeper inside. So I'm just kind of wiggling it out. I'm going to use another cotton swab here, because his ear is still a little wet from the product, because I cleaned his ear. And you can clean the ears usually afterwards too. So if I take a little bit of this hair, just a little, and I'll come in and I'm just going to, if it's long, you can turn also. And there's a light twist and wiggle. And see? There. So we're gonna do the same plucking technique also. We're gonna do the same thing. So I dab my finger in this to get some grip. Come back in here, and I'm not gonna grab all that hair and pull out. I'm just gonna go to the side here and just grab everything that's just on the edge of that amount of hair that he has there. See, if he has all of this hair, I come on the side of it and then just come in and grab just a little bit out. And I'm actually pinching and kind of using my nail there. I have this longer nail on my thumb that I keep, and that's really good for plucking. So see how clean that ear canal is now? There. So that is one of the tips. So I'm going to grab this again, just a little bit, just on the inside of the ear. And I'm kind of turning, lightly kind of wiggling. I'm not turning and yanking. I'm wiggling and I'm letting the blade do the job. If the hair's not long enough, you're just going to want to just kind of do this. And you can't press too hard on these because they can break easy. So see how nice and clean that ear canal is now. So those are different ways that I'll clean out the ear, depending on the situation and the dog and how the dog is dealing with this. So look at everything that I took out. Everything that I took out of his ear. Look at all that, guys. Both ears. This is both ears together. So usually at this point, that's where I'll clean the ear and then move on. So another step that I've showed you guys before is the feet here. We're going to do his feet. I'm using a 30 blade. You can use a 40 blade or you can use a 10 blade. Now the 40 blade is shorter than the 30 and the 30 is shorter than the 10. So the higher the number, the shorter the cut. It's the contrary of what we would think. So I'll be cutting here, clipping under his foot like that, lightly, and I don't want to dig too much into the pad here, so I don't want to cut him. And you don't, because you can cut him if you come in straight and you dig in there, you're gonna probably cut the pup. And all I want to do is cut all around the toesies just to show every digit. Yeah, you don't want that? Let's do the other foot. Try that again. So if you come in straight like this, you come in lightly. You don't want to dig. You don't want to dig. You just want to do each side here like that. And maybe use the corner. I like to use the corner here to come around. On this side too, use the other corner. Just kind of come around, come all the way to there. And then sometimes I'll just pinch some of these. There's these hairs that are kind of caught where the toenails are here. And I'll come right beneath the toenail lightly and come take all of that out. The reason why you want to take this hair out is because that hair can all create a huge mat and get caught between the toes, and then that can cause discomfort and problems also. See, I'm going to come in and pinch some of this out. Now his little foot here is orange like that because he's probably been licking. There's a reason why he's licking those toes. It could be because of boredom, itchiness, any problems. I don't see any skin issues here, but I'm just saying. It could be that he hurt himself and he's just licking it. Bad habits, allergies. You know, there's different reasons why they could be licking like that. And what causes it to get orange like that is because the foot is constantly wet, and that bacteria will, you know, it'll create some bacteria there, and then that's what's gonna make it rust like that, get rusty feet. Okay, so I'm at the ears now. Now we're gonna change the ear. See how for years now Blue has had his ears, you know, like into a little kind of a triangle at the bottom, but Mom wants him to look more like a puppy. So to do that is the shorter you go on the ear, the more the dog will look younger. And the same thing for the chin here. The more you take the chin shorter, the more they look more puppy-like. You know, because when they're puppies, everything is a lot shorter. So let's do this. So what I do is I will just, now this is a lot, we're taking a lot off. So she asked me to leave just maybe, I'd say, okay, so you find the ear leather. This is how we're gonna start it off. Find the ear leather, the tip here, and I'm just gonna take, we'll start with a little longer than what she's asking for. So I'm going to take all of this off, nice square here. Take this all off. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and open up the ear like that. And you see where the ear leather ends here? Well, I want to follow that ear leather, but I want to leave about, let's say a good inch and a half maybe. And I'm just going to follow the ear leather. Go all around like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just going to bring it out like that, the ear out like that. See, the ear leather is right here. Sorry, hon. Ear leather is right here, so I'm going to leave, I'm going to take about all of that off. So I'm just going around the ear like that. Maybe this much. I prefer taking a little less off than too much. So that's one ear. I'm not done this ear here. You can fold that ear in half and just make everything equal together. Okay, make sure that it's nice and round here. It's a little shorter there. That's why you want to do a little longer than what you're thinking of, so that you have room to change, you know, you have room to, for error. So I'm just going to, whoa, noises here. Maybe I should take a picture of this. So I'm just going to fluff this ear up. See all of that hair? That's got to go. Because when puppies are young, imagine if I would shave all of this off, then it would start growing again. It would grow, it would be like a gradient, right? So we want layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take all of this clump off here, just the top part here, lightly, just a little for now, a little for now, because you want to go in slowly. You don't want to take too much off to start with. So all I'm doing again is just making everything equal. Comb to one side, comb to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so I took a little off at the top here. Let's do this again, see where we're going. You're not used to this, are you? All I'm doing, guys, is I'm just taking some of the bulk off around at the edge here also, just lightly. And what I'm going to do also is I don't want the edge to look like an edge, you know? You always be sure. I mean, I don't want the edge to look too edgy, like, because I used my straights. So I'm just going to use these thinners here to come and try to make it a little more, less blunt. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, he's looking in the backyard, my neighbor. I took some bushes down, and he can see my neighbor back there behind me. So I'm definitely gonna have to fix that, get a curtain. I will clean out the inside of the ear. I like to do this also. I comb everything inside, and whatever is growing on the leather, I like to take off. Just because it makes it a little, you know, that much cleaner. So now another thing I'm going to do is off the edge, I'm just going to bevel just a little by bringing my scissors in a slight angle, just the edge like this. Now his ear leather is here, not there, so there's no danger for me to catch that ear leather by doing this. It just helps to make it look a little more natural. And the rest is just eyeing it, guys. You got to look at it and see if there's any sticky outies, anything sticking out. Should probably take a picture of you like this with one ear long, the other ear short. That could be a different style. So I'm going to do the other ear. As you see here, he's got one long one, one short one. That's actually kind of cute, huh? Okay, so, excuse me. So I'm going to remember here, I'm going to memorize how long approximately I have. Remember, you can go a little longer than what you want so that you have room for error. I'm going to cut this straight across, just to take the first bulk off. Now we're going to just lift that ear leather. See, I took, yeah, about that. No, turn your head, honey. Oh, he's trying to turn his head this way. So I'm just going to take a little more like that and try to do the same thing on the other side. I can just fold the ear in half. Hold that ear like that, kind of do the same thing, and just follow the same length that I did on the other side. Okay, so now let's go memorize. Okay, I got to take more off, of course. So as I said, I like to take just a little less off. Now I'm going to do the inside. Remember I mentioned that taking some of the inside off, it removes some of the weight. I just like to take some, just where from the leather, you know. I'm gonna fluff everything upwards like this, bring it back, up and back, and I'm gonna just bulk all of that out. All of this, take all of that out. Not too much, just the edges. Like the top here. Okay, And now all it is just going around, trying to make everything equal. He keeps turning his head. And go a little shorter. Everything on one side, everything on this side. Okay. Let's look. No, still more. Need to remove more. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, maybe a little more in the length here. Come around. There. Okay. Gotta keep fluffing. And when I fluff, I'm only taking like the edges off. You know, I'm not getting too close to that ear down here. So I'm just gonna go all around once again and use my thinners. Watch your head, keep your head turned, hun. You gotta just keep your arm there. Try to keep his head from turning. And I'm just looking between the pink and the edge. Just make sure that I have about the same length all around. There. We'll do the same thing on this side. And it's a prox. I'm gonna kind of look through it. Because the way he's positioned, I can't flip his ear, so. Okay, let's see the length here. Almost there. Let's take a little more off the inside here. Now guys, everyone has their own techniques. This isn't like, some would say, that's not the standard way to do the ears for a cotton, or, you know. Yeah, we're just shortening the ears as the client asked me to do, shortening the ears and make them look more puppy-like. That's all this is, guys. No competing. Again, I'm doing it in an angle here just so that I can create some sort of little bevel going on. And these are the things that you want to do when you're sure of once you're sure of the length. Okay. Look at me, puppy, puppy. And then all it is eyeing everything. You lift the dog's head up. You have a look. It's not equal. You try again. Look at me, puppy, puppy. I still got to finish off his face. He's not done. By the way, for those who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Jenn and I'm a professional dog groomer. I've been doing this since 2010. I own my own little shop here. Well, little salon, my little home salon. And if ever you're interested in more videos like this and tutorials, well, quick tips and tricks, all you need to do is click the subscribe button. I mean, if you've been watching the videos for a while and you haven't subscribed, why not go ahead and subscribe and help me out at the same time as I'm helping you out? By subscribing, you're helping me out. I'm giving, and it's one way to give back. This is all free, guys, by the way. And if ever you're interested in following my full grooms, because now all of my full grooms go for my members, so you can just join the members. Just click the join button on my main page and join the fun there with the full grooms and my stories and my chit-chatting and whatnot. Now, doesn't this pup look like a puppy? So, oh, also I have a new YouTube channel called Backyard Gardening with Liz. So if ever you're interested in following me in my garden, I have a huge garden project. I'm sharing everything. So it's going to even go all through winter. So anyhow, I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And I would love to hear any comments of what you think about this little puppy's little ears here. He looks like a puppy now. So I'm anxious for his mom's reaction. So take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye. Hey there, pet parents and grooming gurus. If you enjoyed my tail-wagging transformations and want more tips to keep your furry friends looking fabulous, just hit that subscribe button. Remember, every click helps spread the love and lathers of grooming joy. Subscribe now and let's embark on this fluffy journey together.